inch out of the rock, not on the button, but right under the tree at the Save on Foods Memorial Centre, where the curling is hot and heavy. The Ford Men's World Curling Championships, and Myra's there with more. My.
That's right, Hudson. Things are kind of heating up here on the pebbled sheets on day 4. The winners and losers kind of separating themselves, and Canada kind of smooth sailing up until this point, but even they experienced a bit of adversity here on day 4, facing the red-hot Czech Republic team.
This entire event, and they're doing
Canada didn't play particularly bad this morning, but a few misses combined with a lights-out performance by Czech skip Yuri Snitzel resulted in a 6-4 loss. Canadian skip Brad Jacobs still made some nice shots, like this draw to the button in the 7th end to rob the Czechs of a steal. Now down by a pair in the 10th end, Canada lying one in the 4-foot, and Jacobs' first rock just biting to the back of the house, frozen to the other stone. Canada hoping for a jam, but the Czech skip able to make the double takeout. Game over. Canadians gracious in defeat, but that doesn't mean they like losing.
It's frustrating to come out and not play very well when we've been playing so well lately, but we'll bounce back. We've taken lots of losses in our lives, and we know how to deal with them.
Seems like you guys are tough competitors. You obviously seem a bit bothered by this loss today.
Oh yeah, this will probably stick with me for about an hour, and I'll want to break something, but I'll try not to.
No dogs around? Not going to kick the dog? Right?
No, I love dogs. I would never do that to a dog. Maybe a cat. Yeah.
A colorful matchup taking place tonight as Canada hosts Norway at 7 p.m. And we're taking a live look at the leaderboard. Canada and Scotland tied at 5-1. Of course, Scotland's only loss came to Canada, Sweden, Denmark. Sweden 5-2, Denmark 4-2, along with Norway. China rounds out the top 6 with a 4-3 record. Well, it was a series that they had no business being in, but the Victoria Royals refused to accept their underdog status. They took the Kamloops Blazers to 6 games in the first round of the playoffs, and in doing so, winning their first playoff home game and their first playoff away game. They also recorded more regular season wins than ever in franchise history. Things are looking bright heading to the future. With a look back, here's Jordan Cunningham.
Take a good look around the room, because this group will never be together again. A loss in last night's Game 6 to the Kamloops Blazers ended the Victoria Royals season, and the locker room cleanup signals the beginning of the end.
That hasn't really kicked in a whole lot yet.
Yeah, it's really weird. Those are really good boys, and I think I'm going to miss them, and I'm going to just say good luck for them.
Luck might have been on their side versus the mighty Blazers, but these Royals will be better remembered for the grit, the guts, and the goals that brought the crowd out of their seats. In stretching this series to 6, they were outshot by more than 20 shots per game. For a week and a half, Patrick Polivka was the busiest man in hockey.
It was really good games, but still, we won just 2, so it's not enough.
Injuries to top scorer and MVP Alex Gogolev, captain Tyler Stahl, and spark plug Brandon McGee turned young players into main players, like Brandon Fashini.
Knowing that we had 3 16-year-olds on the power play this year is going to help out a lot next year, and just knowing that most of us have played a fair amount, and it's really going to improve our 17-year-old year next year.
Big game experience is something you can't teach, and Royals rookies are suddenly rich with it.
And sure enough, they didn't disappoint. And you look at the development from the start of the year to where they finished. Hey, we got to be real proud of our young guys.
He didn't hit the score sheet last night, but Crooks leaves as the team's all-time leader in playoff goals and points.
There's a lot of guys here that are very capable of breaking those pretty quick.
Skating off the ice for the last time, Crooks is sure of one thing: there's hockey in his future.
Whether it's at university or pro, but it's gonna be. I'll be playing hockey wherever I go. It's been a good ride, and then I couldn't ask for more.
Jordan Cunningham, CTV Sports.
Thank you, Jordan. Well, Roberto Luongo is still a member of the Vancouver Canucks for now anyways, but whether we're saying that tomorrow at 12 Pacific time, that's another story. The trade deadline is quickly approaching. Now, the Vancouver Canucks, not just sellers at this trade deadline, they're also buyers, and picked up center Derek Roy from the Dallas Stars today. Yeah, with Malhotra forced into retirement and the latest injury to Ryan Kessler, the Canucks desperately needed a center. In exchange, the Canucks will send defenseman Kevin Connaughton and a second-round pick to the Stars. Now, Roy spent less than 1 season in Dallas. He scored 4 goals, added 18 assists in 30 games, and rolling right now, 6 points in his last 5 games. Roy is expected to practice with his new Vancouver teammates tomorrow. The Canucks also locked up Chris Higgins for the foreseeable future, signing him to a 4-year deal. Well, let this be the year of the Blue Jays. The wait is finally over after a series of big additions to the team. The new-look Toronto Blue Jays are underway against the Cleveland Indians in their first game of the 2013 regular season. This is easily the most eagerly anticipated season in nearly 2 decades. The Jays are already considered World Series contenders by many, and the fans are coming out to see it happen. The home opener at Rogers Arena sold out in minutes, and that was back in February. One of the Jays' biggest off-season acquisitions has the ball tonight. Cy Young winner R.A. Dickey is on the mound. Well, tomorrow night, UVic Athletics raises a glass to celebrate the athletic and academic accomplishments of its student athletes. And part of the celebration is to induct new members into the UVic Vikes Sports Hall of Fame. Well, original Vikes track and cross-country coach Dr. Derek Ellis will go into the hall as one of the builders.
I came here in the middle 1960s, and immediately I just loved it. It was so friendly, and I met lots of fine young students. It's been a great place to have a career here. I met up with these guys running around the campus, so I joined them, and gradually it became apparent that as a prof I could get them recognized as a university team, and that, I think, was the most important thing that I've done for UVic.
We would run in the mud races. He'd be up to his knees in mud, and it was always, very often he ran with us as example, and even on the track he would set examples and charge us up to try to beat his time.
I had an unorthodox system. Because I was still pretty fit, I'd train with them. So during the slow intervals, I'd work my way up to the front of the group. Now, if you are 19, early 20s, and there is a 40-year-old prof running with you in the fast intervals, there is no way you are going to allow him to stay in front of you. And those guys worked hard to get in front of me during the fast intervals.
Just an encourager. I went on to become a school teacher, and I coached cross country at my school and reflect upon Derek's style a lot as I did that.
It's a marvelous feeling inside to get inducted into this Hall of Fame, and so I really appreciate what has happened.
162 games, Hudson, of partial baseball highlights. I know how much you love that, and of course we're going to have some more curling highlights coming up during Vancouver Island Report.
I know you're excited about the Jays, Mai.
I sure am.
This may be a year for Yankees fans to lie low.
Yeah. You guys will never lie low. That year will never happen. So may the best team win.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right.
We'll check back with you in a while. Thanks.
You're welcome.